So tuples in Python. So tuple is a data structure which is very similar to list. There is a basic difference between tuples and lists. So the difference is tuples are immutable. Immutable means you cannot change the contents of the tuple, whereas you can change the contents of the list. That's why lists are mutable data structure. Okay, so let's see how to create a tuple, right? So here are different ways to create tuples. So tuple, you see the lists were created by using these square brackets. So tuples can be created by using these round brackets, right? So this statement creates an empty tuple, right? T is assigned an empty tuple. So tuple having integer values. So 1, 2, 3 are the values inside this tuple. So the tuple is created by using these round brackets. So if I print t, I'll get this 1, 2, 3. Yeah. So I can have mixed values in tuples like we had mixed values in lists. So here 1 is an integer, this Raju is a string, 28 is an integer, ABC is a string again. So we have mixed values here. So mixed data, mixed type of data types, mixed data types. Then if I print t, I get this output. So nested tuple means I can have tuple inside tuple or I can have list inside tuple. You see, this is a tuple which is inside this bigger tuple. This is a list which is inside this bigger tuple, right? So if we print t, so we get this. Right? So, but when we have nested values, right? So this is location 0 in the tuple. Again, tuples have indices like lists. So this is location 0, this is location 1, this is location 2, right? That is, this is the 0th element, this is first element, this is second element, right? So we'll see how to access the elements of the tuple, but for now, just keep in mind tuples have indices 0, and the indices starts from 0. Okay, so in order to create tuple, only parenthesis is not enough. For example, this t is assigned this tuple, right? Now this tuple, this statement will not create tuple. Only this parenthesis will not create tuple, right? Because if we type the type of this t, right? The type of t is string, right? Let us execute this and see. If we, you see str output is string, so the type of this is a string. This is not a tuple. Now, if you, then why it is happening? Because in order to create tuple, if you have only one element, you must put a comma, right? After this value, you must put a comma, right? Now this becomes a tuple, right? So this is not a tuple, whereas this is a tuple. The difference between these two is we don't have comma here and we have comma here. Now this is true only if we have only one value. If you have two values in a tuple, like if I have this kind of tuple, A, B, C, D, E, F, right? Now I need not put a comma after this, right? If I have more than one values, I need not put comma after this. But if I have only one value like this, I have to put a comma after this in order for that variable to be a tuple. So, okay. So parentheses are optional, right? It is not compulsory to have parentheses. Right now you see this t is this string and this comma, right? So this also forms a tuple. This also makes a tuple, and that tuple is assigned to t. If you print the type of t, you get this tuple, right? So class is tuple, right? And if you print t, you get this tuple. Now, how do we access the elements of the tuple? So how to access elements in a tuple? So let's say this is a tuple t with these values. So this is location 0, location 1, or index 0, index 1, index 2, index 3, and index 4. In order to access the value inside a tuple, we should say name of the tuple, square bracket. Though this is a tuple, we have to use square brackets, and the location which you want to access. Here I want to access the location 1. That's why t of 1. T of 1 will give me access to location 1 or value on location, that is Delhi. So Delhi will be printed. So if I want to access the value on location 4, I'll say t of 4. right? T of 4. So that will give me this value Chennai. Okay. Now, similar to tuple, similar to list, the tuples also have negative indices. So the last index is -1. This is -2, -3, -4, and -5. So if I say T of -1, it will give me Chennai, right? Last. So we can have nested tuples as we saw. So T is equal to ABC, and the second element here is this, right? So this is 0th index, this is index 1. This complete tuple is at index 1. So if I say T of 1, it will give me that complete tuple. So this complete tuple will be printed. Now, how can I access the contents of a tuple which is inside another tuple? For example, I want to access contents of this tuple, values inside this tuple, which is inside this tuple. So what is the location of this tuple, or what is the index of this tuple? That is 1, right? This is index 0, this is index 1. So inside 1, so T of 1, I want to go inside T of 1, and on what location inside T of 1? So again, this tuple, in this tuple, inner tuple, this is location 0, this is location 1, this is location 2. If you want to access location 1 inside tuple 1, you will say T of 1, 1, right? So it will give us Delhi. So if you say T of 1, 2, it will give us Pune, right? So now tuple slicing. So similar to list, we can slice or get the part of tuple. So how can we get the part of tuple? Let's see that. Again, so if you have T as a tuple, you will say where you want to start, right? From which location you want a slice, and till what location, right? That is the stop, start and stop. And of course you have step here, right? Step. So for now we'll neglect this step. By default the step is 1. So if I say T of 1 till 5, so this will give me a slice of tuple T starting from location 1 to location 4, right? This is excluded, right? So I get a slice from location 1 till location 4, right? So for example here, right? So this is location 0 or index 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If I do T of 1, 4, I get a slice from 1 to 3, 1 to 3, right? This 4 is excluded, right? 1 to 3. So that's why you will get this slice of the tuple T. So now if you want to print the tuple element from last location, so this is -1, this is -2. If you do T of -2, all right, so we can get the slices again from T of -2. Print an element starting from print elements from starting to second last element, right? So okay, so now let's see what is this doing. So we have print T. So when we don't mention anything here, that means we are starting from the beginning, right? Starting from the beginning. And this -2 says go till the second last element, right? -2, right? This is the ending point. This is the starting point is 0. Ending point is -2. What is -2 here? This is -1. This is -2, right? This is -2. So this is the stopping point. So this will give us the elements excluding this, of course, right? This is always excluded, right? So starting from 0 till 4, I mean 0 till -2 location will be excluded. That means this -3, right? This part will be getting as a slice. I'll repeat again this thing. So when we have this T of this, I'm explaining here, we don't have anything here. That means start from 0. By default this is, if we don't mention a start, it's the 0. And till where you want to go? Till -2. -2 is the index from last location, right? So this is -1, this is -2, right? So go till, this is the starting point, this is the stopping point, but we exclude stopping point. That means we'll get a slice from location 0 till -3. So what is -3? This is -3. So 0 till -3. So this slice will get, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Similarly, if we don't mention the starting point and stopping point like this, T of, you mention only this colon, so the starting is 0 and ending is the last location, right? So we'll get the complete tuple like this. So changing the contents of a tuple, is it possible to change the contents of a tuple? It's not possible because tuple is immutable data structure, right? So if we have this tuple, so if we say T of 2 is equal to, this is 0 location, 1, 2, 3, and this is fourth location, right? Now fourth location or fourth index contains a tuple itself, right? Sorry, a list, right? This is a list. Fourth location is a list. So if I say T of 2 is equal to X, that means we are trying to modify this element, right? We are trying to put X here, which is not possible in tuple. Tuple does not support the item assignment. That means it does not support mutation or change, right? But I can change, this is the list, right? I can change the contents of this list, though this list is inside the tuple, but I can change the contents of this list, right? So how will I, this is the zeroth location. This location is zeroth location, 1, 2 for this list. I'm talking list for list, right? Though this is on, this is 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, fourth. This list is on fourth location. So if you want to access the zeroth element inside this list, what will you do? You will say T of 4, 0, right? And you can change that. You can assign a new value there, right? Because this is a list. This is a list. We can do that, right? So T of 4, 1, right? 4, fourth element inside tuple T, and inside that fourth element we want to go to location 1, that is this 6. So there we want to make a change. We want to assign new value, that is Sachin. So we are changing this to Sachin. Okay. Now if you print this tuple, you will get this. This is a modified or changed tuple. So though the tuple is not changed, the list inside the tuple is changed. That means if you have a list inside a tuple, you can still modify that list, you can still change that list. So okay, how can we concatenate two tuples? And like list, we can concatenate tuples also. This is the first tuple, this is the second tuple. Let's just use plus sign, which will concatenate this tuple with this tuple, right? So the new tuple T is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, if you want to repeat the elements in a tuple for a given number of times, you can do that by using a star. You have this tuple containing this Sachin. If you want to create a new tuple, because we have these brackets, that's why we are creating a new tuple which contains this element 4 times, right? Or this tuple 4 times. So just put a star into 4. So that will, this T will now be this one, right? This is repeated 4 times. So tuple deletion, can we delete a tuple? We cannot change the elements in a tuple. That also means we cannot delete or remove items from a tuple. Delete entire tuple using delete keyword, right? So if we have this tuple and if we want to delete it, we will use delete keyword and this tuple. Let's do this. Yeah, deletion is possible, right? So this tuple got deleted, right? So in order to delete a tuple, in order to delete this tuple, simply use this delete and use apply this delete on this tuple by using delete keyword. This delete is a keyword. So counting the elements inside tuple, counting the frequency of an element inside tuple. Let's say we have this tuple and I want to count how many times 1 is occurring. So on this tuple, I'll simply say t dot count 1. I want to count how many times this 1 is occurring inside this tuple. So t dot count 1. So this will return 3, 1, 2, and 3. So if you want to get an element, an index of some element, you can call index function on the tuple, and whose index you want to get. Let's say I want to get an index of 3, right? So I will say t dot index 3. So 3 is the index. So 3 is occurring 1, 2, 3 times. So we'll get the index of first occurrence of 3. So the first 3 is occurring on index, this is 2, index 0, 1, 2. So we'll get index 2. So tuple membership. So to test if an item exists in a tuple or not, we'll use the keyword in, right? So this is a tuple. We want to check is 1 inside this tuple T. So 1 in T. So if 1 is inside this tuple T, we will get it. This will return true. This will return true. So we'll print true. So if we say 10 in T, we'll get it false because 10 is not there inside this tuple. Similarly, you can see here 7 in t, 7 is not there inside this tuple, so we'll get, this will return false, so we'll print false. So there are some inbuilt functions which we can apply on the tuples. So what are those functions? First is to compute the length of the tuple. If this is the tuple, just use a function length, and to that function len, to that function pass this tuple. This will return the length of this tuple, which is 6. Again, you can sort the tuple in ascending order or descending order. So just call a function sorted. So this and to this sorted pass this tuple. So this sorted will return the sorted tuple, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So this will be returned by this sorted, right? Now the original tuple remains unchanged. So this sorted returns a new object which is sorted, and that will assign to new variable, this new t, right? So new t is now this one, new t. New t is this tuple, right? Original tuple is still t, right? So that is not modified. So we have, if we print this new t, we'll get this. Okay, so to get the largest element inside the tuple, simply say print max t. Max t will give us the largest element inside the tuple. So similarly, we can get the minimum element inside the tuple by using mean function. So if you want to get the sum of the elements inside the tuple, call sum, right? Sum to sum function pass tuple t, right? So these were some inbuilt functions on tuple.